Where are you driving?
Children talking.
You just look like a car because cars are not like that. I'm making a crazy car for now. Oh. But when I turn it around, I'm going to make a real car.
Singing.
Let's go swish, swish, swish all around the town.
Telling a story.
Look, she's in my bed and my chair is broken and it's all broke up.
Listen in. What you hear is one of the most important foundations for literacy, oral language.
How about some cake? Yes, let's some cake. Okay, let me go get the ingredients. Ling, ling, ling. Teacher, may I help you?
You'll find these kinds of scenes in kindergartens across the nation.
My favorite part is when he said good night stars and good night moon.
Tell me something else about him, how you drew him.
I wrote some lines to make it be louder.
Oh, so he's like what? He's
raising up his voice.
Oh, and that's what you did as an illustrator. You
go on, Ben.
And so the medium billy goat got to go across.
In this session, we'll be discussing the features of oral language in kindergarten children.
On the first grade I'm drawing on, at water world, I'm drawing on the water ride because I want to get splashed.
And reviewing instructional strategies that enhance oral language and vocabulary development.
All around the town.
Second grade teachers we visited recognize the critical link between reading comprehension and vocabulary. That's why they take time to plan and implement effective vocabulary instruction. Here's what we know. Pre-teaching vocabulary before reading has a significant impact on comprehension. So, before a lesson, teachers read the text and select words to be taught and discussed. Before the reading begins, Dixie Huckabee teaches words that are critical to understanding the text and that may be challenging for her students. In this example, she teaches students the definition of the word instinct and prepares them for understanding the word in the context of this expository text.
And I heard Kimberly just now say, what's an instinct? And an instinct is kind of hard to explain, but I'm going to let Thomas try. He's our resident scientist here.
Things that were there but not there anymore.
You know what? You're thinking of extinct. That's a word that sounds like instinct. Extinct is like the dinosaurs. Is that what you were thinking of?
She scaffolds the student's understanding, providing support by building on what he knows to help him learn the new word.
Let me show you that word. You're thinking of the word extinct. And you know what? That is so cool. It has some parts that are the same. Extinct. I looked it up in the dictionary this morning. I looked up instinct because I wasn't sure exactly how to explain it to you, but this is what the dictionary said, that an instinct is a natural, inborn tendency to behave in a certain way. An instinct is something that an animal is born with that makes them do something. They didn't learn it. They were just born with that instinct, with that habit of doing things.
Discussions before and during reading keep students actively involved in vocabulary development as they make connections and develop an awareness of words.
Does anyone have any idea what a prospector might be?
Teacher Carolyn Earnhardt pre-teaches vocabulary by introducing a word that appears in the story the class will read.
Later, we met an old prospector. He said that he had once had a dog that got lost in the desert, but he never found him.
Like many teachers, Carolyn Earnhardt extends vocabulary development during reading, stopping to review word meanings and monitor students' understanding. Through questioning, she guides students to a clearer understanding, an effective way to scaffold learning.
What do you think that prospector is out there doing? What does a prospector do? John?
The prospector looks for things.
All right. Specifically, what does he usually look for?
His dog.
You think he might be looking for his dog? He still might be. Do you remember that we said a prospector is somebody that usually looks for
Gold.
All right, he's out in the desert and he's looking for gold or maybe silver.
In this second grade class, Connie Dominguez shows students how to use context to develop understanding of words they'll encounter.
Look at the clues in this sentence. Are there any clues that tell you what that word wicked means? Ezra?
Evil.
Evil. What does evil mean, Ezra?
Like mean.
Mean. Evil. Very good. Evil is another clue word. So you know if he is evil and he lied, what does wicked mean? What does wicked mean? Jillian?
He lied and he's very not kind or anything.
That's right. He's unkind, isn't he? That's correct.
The teacher increases their understanding by asking the students to think of non-examples of the word.
What's something that you might do that would not be wicked? Amanda?
Share with others.
To share with others would not be wicked. That would be, can you see any other word up here? It would not be wicked. It might be, Derek?
Considering.
Sharing might be considerate. Very good.
Asking students to use the new word in a sentence is another important vocabulary development step.
Now that we know what wicked means, can you think about how you could use the word wicked in another sentence? In another sentence? Think about it carefully because I'd like to hear a complete sentence.
My friend was very wicked to me while I was being nice to him.
Very good, very good. You used the opposite. You're talking about how he's the opposite of being nice.
After discussing word meanings, students read the story together, well prepared to understand the vocabulary they've learned. Effective vocabulary instruction also includes expanding vocabulary after reading. Teacher Betty Johnson connects her lesson to a thematic unit.
We've been studying a unit on penguins, and today we're going to review some of the words that we've learned.
She develops students' awareness of interesting words and concepts.
Ooh, I like this word. Everybody say this word.
Rookery.
Who can tell me something about this word that has to do with a penguin? William.
1 million penguins can live in a rookery.
Exactly. That's a lot of what?
Penguins.
Later, the class brainstorms to record and categorize new words they've learned.
We're going to come up with some vocabulary words that will go with each one of these areas. And we're going to begin with eat. Now, I want you to think about all the facts and all the books that we've read about penguins, and I want you to think of something that penguins eat. Cheney.
Krill.
Krill. Wow, that's a good word. Can you tell me what a krill is? Because we don't use that word very often.
It's like a small shrimp.
Excellent.
Word maps reinforce students' understanding of word relationships, enhancing comprehension. Visuals such as graphic organizers and content word walls support vocabulary development for all readers. When displayed in the classroom, students turn to them as resources during independent reading and writing. Kathy Sanders' ESL classroom is filled with content-related word walls, charts, and books created by the students and teacher as they encounter new words in their reading, and always available for English language learners to access on their own.
What I did is I transfer those words that we do together onto cards to make it more available for them, and this helps them when they're writing a story. So if they're writing a school story, they may pull school words, and that gives them a little bit more to choose from, and sometimes they'll have to come and ask me, what does this mean, refresh their memory. Then on the ceiling, I have all my theme words based on some of the themes I've taught, like Olympics or family, transportation. That way, what I'm building on the ceiling, I hope, is almost a dictionary of words by theme, so that if they are going to do writing or they're reading and they don't quite remember a word, they can look on the ceiling.
Keep in mind what these teachers are doing to support their students' vocabulary development. They give students plenty of time to encounter new words through wide reading, provide effective vocabulary instruction, and surround students with interesting new words to spark a love of language.